Basically, when I first started doing this, I was just writing these canned tracks for all of these areas, and then my bosses were talking about like, oh, it would be cool if like there was like singing involved because Quill's, she's free as a bird. Birds sing a lot to emphasize their freedom, and I thought, what if she only sings when she's flying with her cloak? And so what we ended up working out was this dynamic layer of just Quill singing that plays on top of the actual soundtrack whenever you are cloaking or flying in the air, and only when you're flying. So in a way, you're kind of exploring Quill's world with her through the music and the sound. Basically, how I end up working with my goals is I say, here are the goalposts, here's the emotion I'm trying to convey, here are my constraints, so like versus the various instruments I have to use, things like that, and then I'll oftentimes go to a piano, record, on my phone and just play some melodies, try to figure it out, put some chords to it and stuff, just vomit everything I can on the page, so to speak, and then come back and then put it all in this box of here's the instruments I need, here's the emotion I need to convey, and all of that.
I think the main thing regarding the soundtrack is the way I described it in the beginning when I was trying to describe the game's feel in general is that we're constantly dancing on an edge between freedom and sadness. And I think some of the themes that we played with, such as having the joy of going out there and exploring a forest or a sky kingdom and all that, versus the loneliness that you face in games like Metroid, where that you're just by yourself. It's kind of eerie, it's kind of creepy, but not so much as you're just lonely and it's kind of depressing.
The biggest one for me would be actually it's one section of the Sky Kingdom. So, for those who aren't aware, the Sky Kingdom is a point in the game in which Quill is going through these floating islands of this once, grand civilization. They were a very warlike people, and so I was trying to embody this sense of wonder at, oh, look at this huge civilization. They were amazing, but also this sense of like deep sadness on it's all crumbling, they're all gone, and it was a very interesting balancing act between them. I don't know, it's one of my favorite parts of the recent soundtrack work I've done so far.
The thing that makes me really glad to be a part of Serenity Forge is that all these people, Kirsty, Dean, Max, a lot of them seem to have kind of come into the development cycle of this game as such an important core component purely by luck and accident. With Kirsty, she was originally recruited as a Kickstarter campaign artist. With Max, he was just a random game dev club member who wasn't even there for music, and now he's the person who's in charge of the entire auditory experience of this game. And it's just so cool to see how so many of these cool projects come out of people who might have never met and might have never worked together at all were it not for a series of lucky events.